let us take a look at South Africa. Many of you know that South Africa just had presidential election. And then, among the presidential candidates was Julius Malema. This Julius Malema has been campaigning for borderless Africa. He has been campaigning for united Africa. In one of my live broadcasts, a lot of Pan-Africanists came up and said we should all support Julius Malema. You know, whenever I make my videos, you see some people say we need to unite, we need to develop Africa. I always tell them, listen, before we can talk about developing Africa, we must first of all stand united. We must be united before we can develop Africa. Europe knows the value of unity. They know the importance of unity. That is why Europe is progressing today. Now, a lot of people, when I make my videos, you see Africans say the only solution is to develop Africa. There is no how you can develop Africa without, first of all, uniting Africa. Now, in the just concluded presidential election in South Africa, Black South Africans did not vote for Julius Malema. Did you know why? Because Julius Malema campaigned of borderless Africa, the way it is in European Union. If you come to European Union, there are no borders. I can drive from Austria to Germany, Germany to Italy, Italy to Holland without any kind of border control. So, members of European Union states can work and live in any member state. You understand what I'm talking now? So, this is Julius Malema's goal for Africa. Now, Black South Africans refused to vote for Julius Malema because they are afraid of other Africans coming into their country to live and work. So, Black South Africans are against united Africa. Let me take you down memory lane. On several occasions, there have been xenophobic attacks on foreigners in South Africa. And who were the victims? Black Africans. You see, Black South Africans fight their African brothers and sisters that came to South Africa to live and work. So, why they refused to vote for Julius Malema was because they don't want other Africans to come into their country. They don't want it. Let me tell you more about South Africa. Did you know that white people make up 20% of South African population? White people make up 20% of South African population, but they own 80%. That is, they control 80% of South African wealth. Did you hear me very well? White people make up 20% of South African population, but they control 80% of South African wealth. That means black South African make up 80% of the population of South Africa. But then they are poor. They don't control the wealth of South Africa. And they are comfortable with it. They are comfortable with it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against any race. I hate no race. But what I'm telling you, what I'm saying here is the reality. South African blacks do not have problem with the white people that are controlling the wealth of South Africa. The white people that are controlling 80% of the wealth of South Africa. But they have problem with Africans who came to South Africa to live and work, and they are driving them away. On many xenophobic attacks, businesses were burnt. Businesses belonging to Nigerians, Zimbabweans, Zambians, Ethiopians, Ghanaians, Cameroonians, Kenyans, and the rest of Africa. They destroyed their fellow brothers and sisters' businesses in South Africa. For those who do not know, there are 2 million non-Africans living in South Africa. Let me say 2 million illegal Europeans living in South Africa. But South African blacks do not have problem with it. The only race they have problem with are their fellow African brothers and sisters. How can we unite Africa with people who have such mentality? How can we? So, these, my South African brothers and sisters, forgot that during apartheid, the whole countries in Africa stood behind them, supported them to defeat apartheid. Today, what they are using to pay them back is to fight them, to restrict them, to stop them from entering their country. Look at Europe. Come to Europe. The rich countries were the ones that assimilated the poor ones. And today, their economies are growing. I mean, the economy of the poor countries are booming, doing well. That is working in unity. So my message today is we need to unite as a people, because united we stand and divided we fall. We cannot always point accusing fingers on the West. We need to look within ourselves. What are we not doing right? Do we actually love ourselves? Do we treat each other with respect? These are the things we should look at. I mean, where we are going wrong and amend our ways. Well, my name is Rodi. Follow my page for more videos. Catch you in my next video.